You ready to step into the star magic of the new way for your success? Right now, we are in between the great gathering that started on September 4th and the Ring of Love that's on the 14th of October. And I am so excited to be here with you. I am loving this equinox energy. The vibrancy of the stars are wonderful. And we have a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about your star map for success signature. We're going to talk about the equinox energy. We're going to talk about the new way of success. We're going to talk about going in and determining what your energy is doing versus the energy that's going on in the stars right now. So are you ready to step into the star magic of the new way of success? Yes to the yes to the yes. Right now, like I said, the great gathering started really stirring up on September 4th. So that's super exciting. And it's going to go through the end of this year. We are going to be in an ecliptic mode starting on October 14th, which is an annular solar eclipse. So it's looks like a ring, and it's going to look like the ring of love. And that's all the energy. So that's delicious. So this equinox time right now, the equinox is technically on the 23rd, but here we are in the energy already. And the stars today are super yum. So I'm going to pop in here today and really go in and gather the energy for you so that you can go through the gateway knowing how the energy is working for you. And so we all want to get through that gateway. We want money to be easier. We want success to be easier. We want to understand how power is working because that's shifting. We want to know why things are so edgy and why it seems like we've been hollowed out at the middle. We want things to be calm and more certain. And yes to the yes, to the yes, to the yes. So I am Kim Woods, and I am a master astrologer and business strategist. And I am the creator of Living Your Soul Mission mapping system that combines ancient feminine wisdom with astrology and my 25 years of C-suite experience, because I want to help you clear the pathway to your success so you become rich and powerful, you make a big impact, and you leave your legacy. So the new way of success is here. We have been wearing the wrong suit as women for millennium. And for everyone, we've been wearing the suit inside out. And so the male energy, and this is regardless of what gender you are, the male energy should be in the core, in the center. And instead, we've been wearing it at the outside, that defense, that protection, that strength and stability. It's beautiful energy. It's just in the wrong place. And when the male energy is on this outside edge, the female energy needs to be in the center. It needs to go somewhere. And when the female energy is in the center, it's stifled and it doesn't have enough room. And so when we've been wearing this wrong suit, what ends up happening is the female energy keeps needing reassurance. Am I doing this right? Am I being left behind? What kind of validation, am I getting and receiving from others? And when the male energy is on the outside, it's an ever exhausting quest for expansion. So it's stressful, it's depleting, and it's just, look at the burnout statistics and the stress statistics, right? Let's wear our energy the right way. And we're going to do this today in ritual. It's going to be super, super great, but we're going to do so much more because I want to be able to have you walk through this energetic gateway in the new way so that you can be a beacon to the marketplace. You can be the one that people are drawn to. You can bring people to you instead of constantly having to go out and hunt and gather. So how exciting is that? That is super, super exciting. And with this, I want to talk about why now. So as of the solstice in December 21st of 2020, the stars heralded a new era. They did it in a way that was like a 20-year from a personal perspective, an 800-year from that star configuration that you may sort of remember a little bit, but really a 10,000-year sequence of energetics. And those energetics are this, how are we wearing these energies? And oops, we're wearing them wrong. So we've been dealing with this, but we may not have been consciously dealing with this. But but we know money's working differently. Sales are happening in ways that don't really make sense. Connection feels like it's kind of coming together, but not. We are living basically from our throats up because we don't really know what to do. Think about it. If we're wearing the energy wrong, it's like we don't really know how to go into the body and into the heart. And that's really important. The heart and soul is really the driving force that fuels our ability to attract, our ability to manifest, our ability to create the lives that we want, the ability to be able to make that the connection with the marketplace, or be able to, bring people into our business. And so it's time right now, right here. So this equinox energy, what is an equinox? They happen twice a year. In the northern hemisphere, we happen to be in the autumnal equinox. In the southern hemisphere, we're in the vernal one. But astrologically, we are in the same zodiac signs. We're in that same celestial energy. So it means balance. The night equals the day. That is exactly what an equinox means. So this is why it's the perfect time to do this. I have been looking forward to this for months. I've been wanting to do this because I needed to wait. I did. I was very patiently waiting, but I needed to wait because the equinox was the perfect time. If I had done it on one of these solstices or whatever, there's an imbalance there. There's a tension pull, needed to wait. So yay, I'm super excited that it's here right now. And we have gorgeous, for those of you who know the stars, we have gorgeous Plutonian energy today. So yes to the yes on this. So super excited for this. This is why this is a gateway, but it's really interesting. Other astrologers are probably not talking about it this way because, and yes, if you know me, you've been following me for a while, I'm going to show you a chart, right? Like, that that's going to happen. This happens to be the chart for, it's technically Saturday because it's the 23rd. So this is the equinox. It's, if those of you who've seen, like, yeah, there's some energy, but there's not, like, a lot of times there's like bright colors and there's like boldness here. And it's like, it's not like that. It feels kind of soft. And so if you're looking at the star map itself and you're looking at the positioning of the stars, you're like, yeah, okay, it's an equinox. There's the balance. That feels pretty good. I'm good. The energies are supportive this week. Perfect. Know that the equinox has a little bit more of an impact from an earthly perspective just because of the way that the energies work. But when you do the work that I do, and I use the stars plus strategy, that's one way to say it, but I use the star power itself. Like, I legit hang with the planets. It just happens. It's just a thing. And the planets, like, are in my body. I understand them. I was dancing with the planetary heartbeats for a number of years. Like, I can communicate with them. Yes, I'm coming way out on a limb here. I feel fine on YouTube and Facebook, but not so much on LinkedIn, but that's fine. I'm good. Come out. I'm here to shine my brilliance. I've been really urged to do that. So I'm going to be doing ritual later to open a gateway. I think it's all good. So understanding that the stars do give you the map, they give you the direction, they give you the timing, they give you the forecasting ability, they help you be somewhat more predictable. Yes, that's true. That's wonderful. It's only the first layer because there are more layers than that. So think about this. You're already thinking, yeah, but I'm following astrology and that's pretty out there. It's going to become mainstream. Mark my words. It's going to be like getting a massage and doing yoga and doing meditation. 10, 15 years ago, people were like, no, I don't think so. And it became more and more mainstream. Astrology is going that way. Yay. That's really great because we will be able to get common certainty when we know what the timing is like. Gee, we know that there's going to be a downturn. Not so great, but at least we know and we can plan for it. Ooh, we know that this is a great time because there's lots of energy for movement. Okay, we're going to get ready before that so we have the capacity to do that. Great. It is really wonderful. It's the first layer. So think of it like this. I don't know how this analogy is going to work, but I'm going to go with it. Think of like we're all in a Formula One race right now. Doesn't life feel like that? It's moving so fast. There's lots of twist and turn. You need to kind of lean in the right way, or you could kind of crash and burn. Yeah, kind of. The forecast is like having, you're in the Formula One race. Great. You're not walking alongside because you do know the stars and you're following them. So, okay, you have a vehicle, but you have a Vespa. It's great. It feels really good. And it's like, you're humming along, but there are other cars going by, but at least you're on the right track, and at least you're in the right space, and at least you have a vehicle. Perfect. What about using the power of the stars themselves? This is what I'm talking about with this equinox. This is the work that I do. And the reason why I do it this way is because there's so much available power. It's like we could do this or we could do this. And so using the stars the way that they want to be used, understanding how you get momentum and you can clear your pathway, and how you can really manifest, and how you can remove your blocks, and how you can, stretch time. I mean, they really are wonderful gift givers, and they're wanting us to be able to use them because they're there. They're there. So why would we want to ignore the energies? And again, astrology is becoming mainstream. All right. I'm a little forward thinking on that. It is. It's happening. Take a few years, handful of years. But wouldn't you want to be on the forefront of that? You're leaders. You'd want to be on the forefront of that. So with this, wouldn't you rather be doing a beautiful, I just messed myself up here. Wouldn't you want to be doing an absolutely beautiful job of driving the Formula One car? Using the star power does that. And also being able to be in the winner's circle. So that's where you're like, holy crap, I could use this as a GPS system. This would be absolutely amazing, right? So how wonderful is that? So, yes, I've totally messed myself up here. I'm trying to fix myself. Anyway, I can't do it. All right. So much ado about using the power of the stars as more than forecasting. That's really my message today. And that's what I want you to get a taste of today, because when you get a taste of this, you're going to realize, like, holy crap, this is much better than what I was thinking. This is so amazing. I can really use these as my personal jetpack. I can use these, yes, knowing the timing, perfect, but I can actually like go into my energy. So with that, what I'd love for you to do is in my name, oh, you can't see it on LinkedIn. So, I have got a 12 question quiz that helps you determine what your energy is. And it's your energy for success. So there's 21,000 people who've taken it. So you may have already taken it. There's the intuitive visionary. There's the wise strategist. There's the collaborative explorer, the ruling warrior, the loving alchemist, the creative superstar. If that is familiar to you, then you've probably taken the quiz. Great. You're going to want to go into your mind and be like, oh yeah, that's my energy, because I'm going to start talking about that. We're going to do this ritual at that level. If you haven't taken the quiz, you can go to get your star map. It's your star map for success. Sorry, it's yourstarmapforsuccess.com. You can go there, and I would go there right now because I've got to fix myself. I am like all concocted on my screen. We knew this was going to happen because I'm doing this by myself, and I'm going to fix myself. But I would totally go in and I would take the quiz. It's 12 questions. We're going to do it live. You're going to find out what your signature is, and you're going to find out how you're wearing your stars. This is how you're working with your mind and your soul mission, and how you're opening your heart or not, and how you're executing your will or not. And it's the beautiful marriage of, am I leaning more towards the masculine or I'm leaning more towards the feminine? It's going to give you information on that. And then we're going to go in and we're going to talk about the equinox. We're going to talk about the energies for the rest of the year for this. And we're going to do a ritual based on that. So go to yourstarmapforsuccess.com and go ahead and take the quiz. I have got to fix my screen. I can't even see myself. This is like terrible. I can't see anything. So, I don't even know how to do this. Yeah. So isn't this great? Yeah, it's awesome. So I don't know if I can, but yeah. Anyway, I guess I can't. So these questions: what is your favorite thing to do on Saturday night? What is your perfect day? What are your key values? They're questions that it's like, what things are really important to you. If you don't want to take it right now, that's fine. I'm going to continue talking. No big deal. We're going to be talking about the next 3 months. because we are entering Q4 of 2023. And so isn't it going to be really wonderful to know not only what these equinox energies are really doing for us, but what the energies for the rest of the year, like what would be a really good way to set ourselves up for success? Beautiful, right? So if you are a wise strategist, the energies for the equinox for you are balance, right? We're talking about balance. So the balance for you is you tend to be more masculine. You tend to be that planner, that executor, that doer. And that is a superpower strength, and that's wonderful. And we also want you to be able to be open to opportunities and to be able to be more in that possibility and reach for the edge. And so you want to be setting yourself up in ways to be able to do that, because Q4 for you is going to be a great time to position you for the ride of Q1, because you're going to in the best possible way. Now, for the intuitive visionary, there's a beautiful opposition there where you are really great about stretching on the edges and really great about reaching for those opportunities. And that's wonderful. And that's more edgy and that's more out there, but you tend to not fill yourself up at the core. So you tend to get over your skis. You tend to not look at things that are detailed because they seem a little bit boring to you. What you're going to want to do for the rest of this year, you are going to want to position yourself and fill in those gaps. So the things that you know, like, ooh, you know what? I really should update my CRM system. I really want to develop some scripts for that. I want to have a better marketing plan. But what you tend to do is like, ooh, let's go. And you don't do that. So you want to be able to do that because, again, you're going to love Q1 as long as you don't miss opportunities. Now, for that collaborative explorer, yours is in a little bit of a different vibe. You have that beautiful feminine energy too, of being out there and helpful to people and being engaged and really great at negotiating and really great at like seeing the hidden agendas of people and things. And you tend to forget yourself. You're the quintessential people pleaser. So what you want to do is you want to be able to go in to yourself and say, what do I want? There's the ring of love energy for you. So October is luscious energy for you. And it's a really soft time for you to be able to say, you know what? I'm going to carve out some time and really think about what I want. And I'm going to set my own goals. That's awesome sauce. So that would be great to set you up for 2024. Now, the ruling warrior, very masculine energy, will win, will make the sale, will reach the summit, will achieve, very goal-oriented. You have luscious energy, and you want to be able to have that more engagement, that lighter, that more let it go kind of energy. So in Q4, what you want to do is you want to think about customer loyalty programs, client appreciation. You want to reach out to your alumni. You do want to reach back, because when you reach back, it's actually going to be able to bring things forward to you. Maybe a little bit different than what you were thinking, but the creative superstar, it's really gorgeously luscious for you to be able to have that commitment and that more linear approach. You don't love that either. You love to create and you love to be out there and you love to influence, and people are drawn to you, so you can lose sight of what your goals are. For you to really focus on sales and sales activities. I know I said it. I did. You have beautiful creations. You have beautiful offerings. You're going to want to make them, and you're going to want to focus on that, or else you are going to be missing out on huge opportunity in Q1. I don't mean to be a naysayer, but that's just the way it is. So, and then for the last one, the loving alchemist, you are absolutely going to want to really let go. I mean, I know I was looking for other words than that. I just couldn't come up with them. So you are going to want to let go. You're going to want to let go of the need to be, okay, this has to go here, and then this has to go here. And if I set up everything perfectly, then it will happen. You're pushing it away. You're going to want to step through this equinox energy, and you're going to want to say, no, it's here now. And with it being here now, I have things set up, and go for the 80-20 rule. Okay, you know what? It's great. Those smaller groups, the smaller steps, bite-sized pieces are really good for you, because a lot of times what can happen is you will delay things because they're not perfect. You don't want to do that. The masculine is great. Like, yes, you want to get things sorted, but the feminine of like, you know what, go with the flow, just see what happens. You know what, if my screen is all a mess and I'm like operating like I don't know what I'm doing right now, yeah, it's fine. No big deal. Yeah, it's going to work out. I'm doing the live. I'm going to do the ritual. It's going to be awesome. And I can't even tell you what I'm looking at right now because it's kind of crazy. It's fine. So loving alchemist, see, this is what it looks like. No big deal. No harm, no foul. Okay. So, because I can't see my notes, I'm trying to remember where we're going from here. I know where I want to go, but I want to make sure I deliver every single thing that was on the list about the event. Mindset. We operate here in our minds a lot. And we do. Think about all the things that we do to feed our minds. Everything we read, everything we look at, everything we talk about, everything we imagine or create, from a mental perspective, every conversation we have. So of course our mind is really important, but the only feeding the mind gets us completely out of alignment. And this is where the last 3 years have been like, I don't quite know where I'm going. I don't really know how to operate this. This is kind of confusing. It's because we want to be leading from our heart. We want to be leading with our intuition. We want to be leading from a soul perspective. And so the mind being constantly fed is distracting. So for the wise strategist, you want to be able to remind yourself of your strengths, because the naysayer negative talk can be overwhelming. So you want to interrupt it. So do something that is really satisfying for you to stop that. Just interrupt that cycle. For the intuitive visionary, your naysayer, energy comes in, or that mental energy comes in when you get lost in a thought. You get kind of like spun out by an idea, and you think that idea is really the currency when it's actually not. You may lose the person you're talking to. You might lose the thread in the conversation. It's much better for you to be grounded. So like take a sip of water, put your hands on your hips, get grounded, and you'll get reoriented, and then you'll be able to connect with people, and you'll be able to go from your mind energy down into that connecting and really have a stronger connection with the person or people, or with the idea. For the collaborative explorer, you want to, again, put yourself first. So your mind will start running about like, well, I just need to take care of this for somebody else. I just want to do this for somebody else. It's like, put yourself on the list. Put yourself first on that list if you want to, right? And start with doing do one thing for yourself every day. The ruling warrior, your mind is like win. Okay, that's fine. But what if the win looked like longer term? What if it looked like a collaboration? What if it looked like, I don't really know the answer to this right now. I'm going to look over the long term. That's not really comfortable for you. And it's because you're fearing of missing out. Like you're like, well, other people might get ahead of me. So then therefore I want to be a leader. You're still a leader. You're still a leader. You're still a really good leader. And you're actually a better leader when you're taking it a little bit more in a pace and a tempo for like, I'm going to relax. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to play. It like moves the energy down. Now for the creative superstar, you actually want to make lists. I know it's terrible, but your mind, you worry about things because they're not really contained. When you make a list and you write it down, your mind settles down. Now, for the loving alchemist, it's so interesting. Your power and your heart is so incredibly, strong and alive. And yet you anticipate that the other person's like that when they're really not, or maybe they're not. And so recognizing that there is a lightness, there's just a surface, connection that can be interesting. Okay, so I delivered that. All right, so I want to go back into the energies of that masculine and that feminine and that equinox opportunity that we have, because there's this beautiful gateway. There's this beautiful energy that we can use to help us make more money, to help us clear the pathway to success, to help us, get out of the mind and into the heart space or the body space, or just stop worrying, right? And to really use that star signature that we have in order for us to be in tempo with our soul mission. Because when we are in tempo with our soul mission, I mean, that's where opportunities abound. That's where you meet exactly the right person at the right time. That's where the client comes in just when you need them, or you get the funding or the grant or the money in some way. And you're like, how did that happen? Oh, I'm totally in alignment. So there we go. Even if it's only for a moment, we want to have stringing those moments together. Beautiful. Okay. So we are going to go into ritual right now. I'm just looking at the time, and I'm on time. So that's beautiful. And before I do, I will be, people come to me after and message me and whatever, and they say, you never say how we can work with you. You never say how to contact you. You're like, oh, I do a forecast on Monday mornings. Truth, I do. And so you can go ahead and grab that. It's 30 seconds on LinkedIn because it's business. And then it's 3 minutes on YouTube because I go into the signatures and I do those, the six types. And I give you the information for the week. True. However, I will be remiss if I don't say this. So we're after the ritual, we're all going to be like, so I want to make sure I do this now. If you're like, oh my gosh, I really want to know, how to work with you, whatever, I'm going to go ahead. You can go to my website and just claim a consultation call and just talk to me. That's the easiest way to do it. If you're like, ooh, wait a minute, I want to get some star power, but I'm working with other people and I'm kind of interested in this, but the forecast is fine, but I want more than that. I have got a beautiful offering that is luscious. It's only $297 for the whole year. You get 12 months of opportunity of going live with me and me doing like crazy awesome things for you. And it's at getmystarboost.com. So it's a Star Boost package. It is on my website. You can look at that. That is, I have to tell you, offer for money, like value for money is crazy. It should be $2,000 for the year. It's only $300 right now. It's $297. So I've just been going to be remiss. Don't want to sell from the stage here. I just wanted to let you know, getmystarboost.com or go to my website and claim a call. People ask me this all the time, and I always forget to do this. So I did my job. Check. Okay. We're going to go into ritual right now. Okay. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to take a deep breath. I just used all these words and gave you so much information about you, about the equinox, about where we are in the world, why things are working or not working, and your mind is full. And I always love to do that because we want to satisfy that mind. So then we can just put it aside and get to your heart, get to your body, get to your spirit, because they're patient. And they're so patient that the mind can just run amok. So I gave all the mind candy that I'm going to give right now. So we're going to go into our breath. We're going to let our body and our heart and our soul catch up to our mind. And the breath helps us do that. So we're just going to take beautiful inhale and an exhale and another inhale and an exhale. And as you can feel yourself just catching up with yourself, you get in sync and you get in tempo. And that's beautiful. What I want you to do is, as you're breathing and your eyes are closed, I want you to feel in your body what just rang true for you. Did you love the conversation about the mind? Did you like the analogy of the Formula One cars? Did you like that suit being worn inside out? When I was talking about the equinox itself, did you feel yourself kind of like beautifully taste that balance of that gorgeous, echoing of the equality of day and night, or the yin and yang? Was there a particular signature that you know to be true for you? And when I talked about the wise strategist, or I talked about the collaborative explorer, did something ring true for you that you said, ooh, I can identify with that? Because we're going to go into those signatures too. And we're going to go into your mind first, and we're just going to allow it to clear. In that equality of day and night, we're just going to imagine that there's this beautiful balance, and our mind just quiets with that stillness of the balance. And as we go down deeper into our heart, we're going to allow our heart to get a little bit of space. The heart loves the star power. Heart is totally tied to the moon. And with the lunar cycle and signature, that's but one. But the heart loves the planets, loves to know that there's that same heartbeat, that there's in tandem with the universe to make things happen. And then going down into our bellies, going down into our will. This is where we take action. We can go down into our legs too and thinking about walking forward. Not that we're actually doing it right now, but we can think of that. But right now in the stillness, we can feel ourselves grounded to the earth. And as we're grounded to the earth, we can show appreciation for the earth with all of her bounty and all of her gifts. So beautiful and so luscious. She's here with us always, supporting us, giving us stability. She wants to remind us that we are walking with our own heartbeats, and we're walking with our own rhythm and our own tempo. And she would love to beckon us to be aligned with our heart and our soul. If you like to say body, mind, spirit, and that beautiful, gorgeous alignment, because when we are, there's ease, there's flow, there's freedom, there's joy and abundance. I like the ease though. Things are easier. And we could all use a little bit of that. They're calmer. So now that we have that energy, now we can go in. That's the filling of the core. That's the like, ooh, here we are. We just filled ourselves up. And when we fill ourselves up, it allows us to have that firm foundation so we can reach for things without falling over. We can reach for things without getting over our skis. So as we breathe in and out, we are going to envision what our lives look like when we're in that flow. What do we want to open for ourselves? What gates would we like to have blown wide open so that we show up for ourselves in the way that our soul desires, that our heart yearns? Is it them feminine, edgy, creative, bold, reaching out, stretching far, in that limitlessness of receiving resource, and that gorgeous way of being able to ask for and receive support? Or is it more in that masculine? Are we yearning to have more balance with that masculine side? With the frivolity of it, it has a beautiful charm and a loving grace. When it's allowed to be at the center and at the core and be super strong and act as a pivot point. It absolutely adores that. How does it want to be replenished, restored? How does it want to be in alignment with that feminine and work in tandem and fill up with relief, fill up with funds, fill up with people who want to support us, fill up with, the right people coming at the right time, fill up with time, having enough of it, having more than enough of it, having plenty. What gateways do we want to open? The wise strategist, the ruling warrior, the loving alchemist, their signatures really have the strength in the masculine, but putting it on the inside in the appropriate place requires a letting go. And so I'm setting that intention for you. Whereas the intuitive visionary, the collaborative explorer, and the creative superstar have the feminine strengths, and yet the tethering, yet that pacing, that replenishment, and really tapping into infinite resource is something that requires stillness. And so there's a solidification that wants to come in. There's a groundedness. And so with that, as we are going into the equinox energies and as we are opening the portal to the new way of success, to the new way of wearing these suits that we have been given, let us go to the sun, the moon, and all the planets. Let us go into the earth and ask. We are co-creators, right? So we can ask for this and we can say, we set the intention. to be able to graciously and smoothly be able to use the star magic for our success, to be able to recognize the energies and the power and not be spun, not be exhausted, but be able to be course corrected quickly and effortlessly. And so the portal is here. The portal is open. It's just asking you to step through. It's asking you to step through by using the stars for calm and certainty, by using the star power for its energies and resources, and by knowing that it's a guidance system, personally and worldly. So as we sit here for just one moment, breathing this in, allowing the star magic to work on us individually and collectively, I'd like you to take a deep breath in and recognize the equinox for the balance and its own energies, and to appreciate and to give a nod for this equinox and its opening between that great gathering and that ring of love. So you're going to breathe in your success and your happiness and your joy and the love and abundance and freedom and whatever other words or values or energies you'd like. As you open your eyes and come back to your space, feeling grounded to the earth, but attached to the heavens. And really beautifully knowing that the earth has you and the stars are here for you and success is yours. So I'm going to bid you adieu. Thank you so much for attending. And if you, like you said, message me or just reach out, and I would love to support you. So thank you for being here, and thank you for stepping through the portal with me.